ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीराम जयं शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। Namaskar and welcome back to Amara Bharati Samskrita YouTube channel, where we are studying the Manika class 9 Sanskrit textbook. In that we now look at the Dasha Mahapatha, lesson number 10, Bhaarateeyam Vijnaanam. The meaning of the title is Science of India. Well, actually this lesson is talking about science in ancient India. We look at the lesson along with an English explanation of the meanings of the sentences. So, there is a picture which is shown here. Jalamulam anvishyata tena kaschana ahladakaraha shabdaha shrutaha. The meaning of this is, by him who was searching for a water source, a pleasant sound was heard. As usual, this lesson begins with an initial conversation among a set of people, which we see now. Vibhu says, Pashya etat chitram. Swayambho, look at this picture. Oh Swayambho, that's the same picture which you saw just now. Swayambhu says, Aham pashyami, yes, I am seeing. Yeshah rishihi kinkaroti, what is this rishi doing? Vibhu says, Nanu ascharyena kim api pashyati. Indeed, looking at something with astonishment, with amazement, being amazed, surprise. Swayambhu replies, Tatra patreshu kechana jala bindavaha drishyante. There on the leaves are seen some water drops, or actually water droplets, maybe tiny droplets of water. Vibhu replies, Am, manye, I know. Yes, I know. Tatra prapatat jalabindavaha parneshu patanti. That from the waterfall, water droplets fall on the leaves, are falling on the leaves. Acharyaha kim vicharyate. Teacher comes and says, what is being discussed between the two of you? That's what he is asking. Then the students reply. Vibhu says, Guruvara, O respected teacher, atra chitre kim darshitam na spashtam bhavati. Here in this picture, whatever is seen is not clear. We are not able to understand what is being shown here. Acharya, patham pathitva anumiyatam. This is to be inferred upon reading the lesson. Pathitva means reading the lesson. Anumiyatam. We have to get the inference of what is the meaning of this picture. Then Vibhu says, Am, Nyatam, yes, understood. Jalabindubhihi Sangita Rachana Kriyate. By the water droplets, musical notes are getting created. Acharya, O teacher, Kim Prachina Kale Api Bharate Vijnanam Asit. In ancient times also, was there science prevalent in Bharata, that is India, that is Bharata? Was science present in ancient times also, Prachina Kale? Acharya, teacher replies, Na kevalam Vijnanam, not just that science was prevalent, Vijnanam Asit, apito, but also Abhuta Purvaha Upalabdhayaha Asan, but also never earlier seen facilities were there. Means whatever there was very, very grand, so many facilities were there for the people. That's what he's telling. Parada Sahayataya Vimanani Sancharantisma. Airplanes were made to travel using mercury. Parada means mercury. Parada Sahayataya. By the means of using mercury, airplanes could be flying, which we'll see a little later in this same class, same session. Swayambhu replies, Aho, Ascharyam, astonishing indeed. Pathaniyah kalu yesha patha. This lesson is need to be studied. Acharya replies, Am, yes. Pathitva eva yuyam swadeshasya vijnana garimnaha anubhavam kartum shakshyatha. Means only by studying this lesson, Pathitva eva, only by studying this, yuyam, mean all of you, swadeshasya vijnana garimnaha anubhavam, will be able to realize or experience the greatness of the science of our nation. It says Yuyam Swadeshasya, of our own nation, of your nation, you will be able to know the greatness, to realize, to experience the greatness of the signs of your nation. Now we go to the lesson proper. Ekada, once, Swati namakaha munihi, a sage by name Swati, Pipasaya piditaha ऽभवत, was afflicted by thirst. Jalamulam anvishyata tena, by him who was in search of a water source. Jalamulam, he wanted to drink water. Tena kaschana ahladakaraha shabdaha shrutaha, some pleasant kind of sound was heard by him. Tam anusritya, following it, having followed it, following that sound. Saha agre ekataha, he went forward, he went towards that sound. Tatra kutrachit parvatat patantaha jalabindavaha, there are water droplets falling from some mountain. Shushka parnanam upari patitva, having fallen on dried leaves. Madhuram sangeetam janayantisma, were creating pleasant, melodious or mellifluous musical notes. Etad avagatya, having known this, preritaha, saha, being inspired, saha, he, trisha kulatam vismritya, having forgotten his thirst affliction, vegena ashramam agatavan, rushed quickly and came to his ashrama, where his guru was there. Sangeeta sadhaneshu pratidhvanehe utpadanartham yaha sukshma kramaha avashyakaha. Sukshma krama means that delicate or subtle method. For what? Sangeeta sadhaneshu pratidhvanehe utpadanartham, which is necessary for the generation of reverberation or echo, or we can say some type of vibration, some type of vibratory motion which will create the sound. Where in a Sangeeta sadhaneshu, in a musical instrument, tam anvishtavan saha, he invented that. He invented a delicate method which is necessary for the generation of reverberation or echo or some kind of vibration in a musical instrument, being inspired by something he saw in nature. Evam yat sangeeta sadhanam nirmitavan, that musical instrument which he built in this way, tasya nama mridanga iti, its name is the mridanga. So he observed nature and invented a musical instrument which is this mridanga. So where is this told? We'll see. Yeah. Esha katha Bharatamunehe Natya Shastre Varnita. This story is described in the Natya Shastra by Bharatamuni. Bharatamuni, as you know, is the person who has propounded the Bharatanatyam, the form of dance, and that's all described in the Natya Shastra book. You can see. Pratidhvani Vijnaanam Vina Sangeeta sadhananam nirmanam asadhyam vartate. It is impossible to construct a musical instrument without the signs of reverberation or echo or vibration. Na kevalam Sangeeta Shastre, not just in the music, means in the science of musical instruments, apitu, but also in Ganita Shastre, in mathematics, Bhautike, physics, Rasayane, chemistry, Jiva Vijnane, biology, Ayurveda, the Ayurvedic science of medicine, Dhanurveda means, Dhanus means bow, and so we can call it as archery, or we can generalize it as weaponry. Bhu Vijnane, which is we can call as geography or geology also. Khagola Vijnane means celestial science, astronomy. Nakshatra Vijnane, science of stars, means birth and death of a star, etc. See, celestial science is slightly different because it deals with the dynamics, the planetary motion, how the planets move around, how celestial objects move around each other, maybe how the planets move around stars and so on. Whereas the science of stars, Nakshatra Vijnana, is about the evolution of a star itself from birth to its, through its existence to its final dissolution or death of a star. Next, Dhatu Vijnana means material science and metallurgy. Dhatu is actually material science. Ratna Vijnana means science of gemstones. Vimana Vijnana, aeronautical science. Vastu Vijnana means architecture. Shilpa Vijnana means handicraft and sculpture. Kim Bahuna, what more to say? Sainya Vijnanepi, also in the techniques of warfare, how to make the arrangements in the battlefield. For example, we see about how arrangements for a Chakravyuha. For example, when Abhimanyu was killed by Jayadratha and all the other people, Abhimanyu entered the Chakravyuha, but he could not come out of it. Chakravyuha is an arrangement of soldiers, etc., horses, chariots, elephants, etc., in such a way that to trap this person. So he did not know how to come out of that Chakravyuha. So these are all techniques in warfare. Gabhira Adhyayanam Kritva, having done a deep study in all these fields, Abhuta Purvaha Siddhayaha Sampraptaha, accomplishments never seen before were attained. Unparalleled accomplishments were attained. So you can see that there is this iron pillar in Delhi, which is very close to the Qutub Minar complex. It's in a temple complex inside near the Qutub Minar, and which is, according to Wikipedia, dated 5th century CE, which is 1500 years old. And this iron pillar, I told you about metallurgy here, this iron pillar has never rusted for over the past 1500 years, even though it is exposed to the sun, the rain, the cold and heat of Delhi. It has never rusted at all, even little bit. I had gone to this particular place about 30 years ago in the 1990s, and we could actually go and touch this pillar and go and embrace it. But now they have put a barrier, so you cannot go and touch it. But this is actually a UNESCO protected monument, and it is a very, very valuable technological achievement in ancient India. Material science, Dhatu Vijnana, what we saw here. Now we go to next one. Maharshi Parashara Rachita Vriksha Ayurveda. In the Vriksha Ayurveda Shastra, science of trees, propounded by Maharshi Parashara, Vrikshanam Parnaihi Kriyamanaha Vividhaha Kriyaha Varnitaha. The different activities done by the tree, the leaves of a tree, are described. Like what? Yatha Prakasha Nisarana Prakriya. What is the meaning of this? Photosynthesis. Parnasya Avantara Bhagaha, the different innermost parts of leaves. Parnakeshu Sthitaha Plasma, the plasma inside tender leaves. Bija Nirmana Adayaha, and the generation of seeds, how seeds are formed, and others. These are, you can say, botany is told in this particular book. Rekha Ganite Yaha Siddhantaha Pythagoras iti namna vikhyataha. The well-known Pythagoras theorem in geometry, Mulataha, originally, Saha Siddhantaha Bodhayana Acharyena Sulva Sutreshu Purvameva Nirupitaha. Originally, this is told earlier itself by Bodhayana Acharya in the Sulva Sutras. Sulva Sutras tell about the geometry of the altar. Altar is the Homa Kunda. The various shapes of the altars, which are essentially geometric shapes, these shapes are made using various length measures. So there is this book called Char Sulva Sutra, which is available on the archive.org, where the Bodhayana Sutra is also present, which has the Sulva Sutra, which is the Pythagoras theorem, which we all know today. So it is also told somewhere, I have heard, that Pythagoras came to India and read the Sulva Sutra and went back and propounded the Pythagoras theorem, is what I have heard. But this is not actually a confirmed thing. We have to explore further on this. And we all know about Pythagoras theorem, that the hypotenuse squared is equal to sum of the squares of the other two sides in a right angle triangle. A squared plus b squared equal to c squared. That's the Pythagoras theorem. That's already told in the Sulva Sutras by Bodhayana Acharya. That's what we just saw this now. We go further. Nalanda Vishwavidyalaye. In the Nalanda Vishwavidyalaya University in Bihar, Bauddha Darshanena Saha Krishihi. In addition to the Buddhist studies, Krishihi, agriculture, Ayurveda, Pashu Vijnaanam, veterinary sciences, Kala, arts, Shilpani cha, Adhyapitani, handicraft, sculpture were also taught. Saptavarshiya son, Chatraha, Panchavidyaha Adhitavan. At the age of 7, a student was taught 5 topics, 5 subjects. Prathama, the first one was Shabda Vidya to Vyakaranasya Jnanaya ऽभवत. The first one was Shabda Vidya, means we all studied about the Varnamala, the alphabets, etc., which was got by study of the grammar, Vyakarana. Vyakarana tells about what are the proper words to use and how to interpret properly. Means, for example, Vibhakti and then Namapada, Kriyapada and all those things which we learn about verbs and nouns, etc., and avyayas and all those things are form of grammar. Grammar will tell how to exactly understand the meaning of a sentence. If you use wrong words, then a sentence will be understood wrongly. So grammar is very, very important as the first step to understand something, a subject. So language is a very important thing and grammar is important in the language. That's what was taught first. Tadanu, then, Dvitiya Vishya, the second topic was Shilpasthanam iti Vikhyata, was called as Shilpasthanam. What is there in that? Etena Shilpani, in this sculpting, Yantra Nirmana Vidhi, construction of devices. For example, in Delhi also there's a place called Jantar Mantar, which is actually a kind of a constructed device which will tell the time based on the position of the sun. So it's actually an astronomy kind of device. So construction of such kind of devices. Jyotisham, which is astrology, means how the planetary motions, and the Phala Jyotisha also. Tithi Pathancha. Tithi Patha means calendar, which means the almanac, the Panchangam. You will have a Panchangam at home which will tell the Tithi in the fortnight, whether it's a dark fortnight of the moon or the bright fortnight, etc. The month and all, it will tell what is the month it is and so on. What is the Ritu, what is the Uttarayana, what is Uttarayana, Dakshinayana, whether it is in Ritu, etc. It will tell. That is Panchangam. There are 5 elements in Panchangam. Then iti Shikshitani were all taught. Ayurveda Tritiya Vidya. The third topic was Ayurveda, where what was told? Tatra Sharira Raksha, means protection of the body, which means how to protect the body. We have to prevent the disease from coming. Prevention is always better than cure. So prevention of disease and also cure of the disease also is there in Ayurveda. So first, protection of the body by performing various yogic exercises and so on. Yoga asanas. Shalya Chikitsa means surgical therapy, because you can note that Charaka and Sushruta were the people who wrote the Charaka Samhita and Sushruta Samhita. Sushruta Samhita is having surgical techniques being described 2000 years ago in Sanskrit language. Oshadhinam Prajnanam, and the science of medicine cha adhitani were taught. Chaturthi Hetu Vidya, Nyaya Darshanam Tarkashastram cha. So Hetu Vidya means fourth was study of science of cause and effect. Everything in this universe is an effect. So there must be some cause. So everything has a cause. So cause-effect relationship, and then Nyaya Darshanam Tarkashastra means reasoning, logic, induction, deduction. Cha asit yena satya asatya vivekaha āभवत, by which the determination of truth and falsity was done. Antima, the last one, Panchami, the last fifth one was Vidya. Adhyatmiki āभवत, was about the self, about the Jivatman. Āभवत yatha yaya Jivana darshanasya rahasyani vivritani, where the secrets of life, our existence on this earth, were described. For example, they talk about 3 things. One is Chetana, second is Achetana, and third is Paramatma. So, Jiva, Jagat and Paramatma is what they talk. So, who am I and where do I exist in this universe? Those kind of very deep topics are discussed in the Adhyatmika Vidya. And most of you can see the entire Bhagavad Gita is talking about Adhyatmika Vidya. So there are people who can talk for hundreds and hundreds of hours on this topic, Adhyatmika Vidya. And I just gave you a small introduction that it is connection between Jiva, Jagat and Paramatma. Means me, this world, and Ishvara, or the God who is controlling the whole thing. Evam Bharatiya Vijnana Parampara Ati Utkrishta. In this way, Indian knowledge tradition, Indian knowledge systems was extremely lofty, highly exalted, elevated, superior. Manaviya Mulya Yukta cha Asid, and was completely filled with human values. Asmakam Jivana Drishtayehe Anurupameva. The science is also in consonance, in unison with, is also a reflection of what? Jivana Drishti, our vision of life, the Hindu concept of life or living. That Vijnaanam. So the science is also a reflection of the concept of life. It's not different from that. It's in unison. It's in consonance. Sarvahitaya. What's the purpose? It is for the benefit of all beings, without anybody being left out. It is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, as what we say. It's benefit of all beings, including animals and trees also. Sarvasukhaya, and the happiness of all beings, including animals and trees. Cha asit yataha Bharatiya Sabhyatayaha Mula Mantraha Asti, whereby the fundamental principle of Bharatiya civilization, Indian or Hindu civilization, is, what is that? We'll see. Sarve bhavantu sukhina sarve santu niramayaha sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet sarve bhavantu sukhina sarve santu niramayaha sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Pada vibhaga is like this. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu niramayaha sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschit dukkha bhag. We can also take it as dukkha bhag. It's actually dukkha bhag, and with sandhi it will become dakara bhavet. Anvaya is sarve sukhinah bhavantu sarve niramayaha santu sarve bhadrani pashyantu kaschit dukkha bhag ma bhavet. What is the Pratipadartha? We'll see. Sarve, everyone. Bhavantu, may be or may become. Sukhinaha, happy. Sarve, everyone. Santu, may be, may become. Niramayaha, free of diseases. Sarve, everyone. Bhadrani, auspicious things or events. Pashyantu, may see. Ma, no or not. Kaschit, anyone. Dukkha bhag, subjected to sorrow. Bhavet, become. The overall meaning is, may everyone be or become happy. May everyone be disease free. May everyone see auspicious events. May everyone see only auspiciousness all around. May no one be subjected to sorrow. This is a universal prayer. This is a daily prayer in Hindu homes. This was my daily prayer at school when I was a student. This prayer is for universal happiness. As I see, nobody is left out. Everybody is covered, including plants and animals. May everyone be happy. May everyone be healthy. Means Niramaya means disease free, be healthy. May all good events happen all around us. Means may nothing bad happen is the prayer. And may nobody experience sorrow. Observe that this is not restricted to a group of people, a religion or a sect. This prayer is universal, because if everyone is happy around us, then we will also be happy. Now, what is the Niramaya, disease free? What is health means? Health is told as a disease free body, stress free mind. Nowadays we talk about stress, tension, hypertension and so on. We want a stress free mind. We want peace of mind. Then we have sorrow free soul. We don't want sorrow deep in our soul. So everyone wants such happiness in their life. Now, before closing this lesson, I would like to tell you that there is a professor in IIT Madras. I told you about the science of musical instruments, about the mridangam and so on. There is a subject called science of musical instruments, materials for percussion, especially mridangam only. You can see about mridangam here, tanti mridangam and so on. a professor in IIT Madras does a research on this particular and teaches the subject also. And then Samskrita Bharati publishes several books like this, Science and Technology in Ancient India as reflected in the Mahabharata. The author is Professor A.R. Vasudeva Murthy, who was a professor of chemistry in the Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore. He has published this book, and this is a very, very valuable book. And there are several such books like this. Indian tradition of chemistry and chemical technology. I told you about metallurgy. Chemistry is what is shown here, and then science in Sanskrit. These are all very interesting books, and you can purchase these books at this website, Samskrita Bharati website. And then this is about the Vimana, the aeronautical science. There is the Vaimanika Prakaranam. This Vimana Shastra book, Vaimanika Shastra book, is available for you for download at the archive website. This is the original Sanskrit text, whereas what you see there is an English translation, and this is only one part of it which has been obtained, and it is written by Shri Maharshi Bharadwaja Pranita Yantra Sarvasva Antargata Vaimanika Prakaranam. Shri Bodhananda Munivarenya Pranita Vivritya Samullikitam. This is what is written by Swami Bharadwaja sage, and it is Daiva Kripaya Samupalabhya, by whom? Pandita Varya Subbaraya Shastri Bhihi. So Pandita Varya Subbaraya Shastri got it by means of a mystical kind of some kind of way, meditative kind of way, and it is published by Gomatham Sri Ramanuja Ubhaya Bhasha Vidusha Gomatham Ramanuja Jyotishikena. It is published by a scholar by name G.R. Joshier in Mysore, Coronation Press, Mysore. And these are all the chapters in that particular book, which is available, which is English translation. I told you is available on the archive. Well, this brings me to the end of this lesson. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share. As if you go on explaining this Bhaarateeya Vijnaanam, the ancient Indian science, it will take days and days and days. Entire semester course will go in this one, but we only have this much time for us. So YouTube Amara Bharati Samskrita Shibham Bhuyat Mangalamastu Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu. See you in the next video with the same playlist.